Hey there, folks. Rinimt here, and welcome back to Apollo Justice Ace Attorney Trilogy, first game. Thank you, Capcom Creators, for the code. In the last part, we were working on investigating. We found the noodle stand. And we've been roped into being defense attorney for the murder. So, let's go to the detention center. It's like, yeah, we should probably go there. Let's go there. June 15th, detention center. Visitors room. I'm sorry, meeting hours for the day are all done. But we still have 3 minutes! I'll put in your request, but don't expect anything. Father's talking in the private room with him. The father? You mean like a priest? I mean the suspect's father, Mr. Winfred Big Wins Kentucky himself. Not someone I can care to meet. Die, you! You're the one on your way out, old. Ah, they're here. Whoa, this guy radiates power. Power with a cute apron? Milwaukee's lawyer. Yes, sir. Well, I'm Big Wins Kentucky, fourth head of the Kentucky family. Capiche? Actually, I came to speak to your son. Mr. Justice? Yes? My son's innocent. He killed no one. If you were found guilty, it wouldn't be good. Capiche? Yes, I'm all about capiching. Capiche loud and clear. You gotta do more than just understand and make it. You'll learn, though, even if the lesson comes at the end of your short life. Oh, it feels so good. What's the big idea, old man? You can't treat me like a kid no more, not now. You know, I want to go to the clink. I like it here. You must be lucky. A G is not a G until he does hard times, boy. You see, when I get out here, things will change. Silence! My apologies, Mr. Justice. He's usually such a nice boy. Forgive me if I have a hard time believing that. Oh, you can't take me under your wing this time, old man. You heard me? I don't need no trial. I did it. I think that's enough for today, Mr. Justice. Don't let me down tomorrow. So much for talking to our client. But we made so much progress today. You found my pennies! I had fun, at least. Of course, the biggest mystery of all remains. How am I supposed to build a case for the trial? Oh, almost forgot. It's time for my show. Tonight, performing at the Wonder Bar. You should come check it out. To be continued. Was I seriously 3 minutes from the pause? I was three minutes from the break. It's fine. It's fine. We've done worse. Continue. June 16th, 9:46 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 2. Huh, Mr. Rice not here today? He said his old foot injury was acting up. Old injury? He was all smiles yesterday. Yes, he smiled when he said we'd be fine as long as you were there, Trissy. Yes, fine, we'll be fine. Here comes justice. I started my voice training time this morning. Oh, just now, I want to see here. Okay. My name is Apollo Justice, and I'm fine. That sounds more like a self-mantra than voice training. I'm fine. I'm fine. You know what I'm saying? Good morning. Yo, sup? Hit me with the guilty verdict. Gee, see if I care. You just hang loose and let things go with the flow. You know what I'm saying? Not really. Walker, don't be running your mouth like that in here. See, that's the difference between you and me, old man. I am no afraid, no cops. Real G's could keep it real till they spend some hard time in the pen. You have absolutely no idea what you're talking about. Sounds like they've both been voice training too, Apollo. first fierce realist. The trial's starting and I still haven't had a real talk with my client. June 16th, 10 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 4. Court is now in session for the trial of Walkie, Kentucky. Princess ready, Your Honor. Ready to rock and roll there, Judge. Ah, it's him! The guy from yesterday! He's a prosecutor? It's Mr. Gavin's brother. Long time no see, Prosecutor Gavin. Where are you taking a leave of absence? You know that little band I started my free time thing is we got real popular. I'd say 9 to for fans when 3 of you singles go platinum, yeah? I see. To be honest, I was a little concerned. Fear that you might still be distraught over that one trial. Not to worry, Judge. I wouldn't miss this day in court for the world. It's worth it even more than VIP passes to one of their concerts, yeah? How could I pass up a chance to see the true strength of the little boy who bested my brother? It was worth canceling a show or two. A full thing of water. We'll see if it lasts. Understood. You may give your opening statements to the court. Before that, I was thinking... Is here in this courtroom not a bit serious? It is a court of law. That's not the way to get the crowd jumping there, Judge. They're not supposed to jump. This is a courtroom. Tongue, baby! Today we play my way. What's that noise? Sometimes you have to get on up in order to get down to prosecute. This is crazy. Apparently I just found the hangnail. My apologies. Anyway. Okay. The victim, Paul Maractus, director of the Maractus Clinic. The scene, People Park, who's found pulling a noodle stand. What in the world was the doctor doing pulling a noodle stand? Yes, I believe you will only find that out by asking the defendant right here, right now. Because it's an undeniable truth that he shot the victim. What do you mean, undeniable? If you are to glare at anyone else, just glare at the punk in the defendant's chair. This crime was witnessed quite clearly, you see. Very well. Please admit this witness to the court. 9! Not yet! First, there's a little matter to be cleaned up. Talk without accompaniment? I swear, I could see the guitar for a second. What is it, Prosecutor Gavin? The motive, Judge? Why did the little punk do it? Why did he kill the director of the Maractus Clinic? Objection! Not so fast. The defendant doesn't have to explain that. Oh, but will the defendant specifically request to do so, as he did this morning? I want to give a shout out to my homies, I believe he said. What? What is right? They always say that on stage. You should hit the crowd with speed and ferocity. Sounds like he got you good, huh, Polly? Oh, this is highly unusual, but the court will now hear from the defendant concerning his motive in the crime. So you, son, are the defendant. Walkie, are you? I ain't your son, old man. You step to a Kentucky. You best be prepared to step strong. You step to a public official, you best be prepared to step into jail. Gotta hand it to him, Walkie sure has guts. That's not his guts I'm worried about. Well then, the court will now hear testimony on the defendant's motive. From the defendant himself. Witness testimony. Walkie to Kentucky's truth. I'll tell you one thing, that doctor was a quacker. No one had to show him what's what. I was in his clinic about half a year ago. He messed up my arm, something bad. And he just lets me go without a word. I'll see you later. Bye. So I gotta go in and get another doctor to patch me up again. That was the day I done figured it out. No OG is gonna let that pass. That's why I went to his pad. That I know what I'm saying. You're saying you were one of the victim's patients? A lot of stuff goes down when you're keeping it real on the street. True that. I tell you one thing, that doc was whack. Very well, defense may begin the cross-examination. Like, this is the first time I'm hearing about all of this. I think the doctor was a quacker. Someone had to show him what's what. Definitely about half a year ago, he must have been So, you were a patient at the Miraculous Clinic half a year ago. For what reason? I had what you might call a mark of honor. Can you explain precisely what was wrong? We had a little run-in with the rival's family. That's when I pulled the jack move. I ran through an ambush and a jeep busted the cab right in me. According to my sources, you couldn't stand the stress of waiting and ran in 15 minutes before the appointed time by yourself. Hey, I was more than a match for those guys. So you were carried to the Miraculous Clinic from there? Apparently, he was shot in the heart. Shot in the heart and he's still alive? I can catch bullets between my teeth, but I never learned how to catch them with my heart. Don't stop just short of my thumper, you know what I'm saying? I would have been golden if it weren't for that whack doc. I can't even take out a stupid bullet. So, as you say, the surgery was a failure. That ain't all of it, Holmes. Hey, just let me go without a word. See you later. Bye. I gotta go in again. Our doc patch me up again. Yeah, I done figured out. No, OG's gonna let that pass. Just pad at night. Know what I'm saying? You went to his pad? Did you have an appointment to meet with the victim in the park, perhaps? You out of your mind? Who makes an appointment to get the drop on someone? I came ready to fight my way into that clinic of his. Shortest way to the clinic from my place is through that park. You know what I'm saying? That's right, that does seem to be the shortest path. There was Cole walking through the park. Then he comes popping out of nowhere right before my eyes. I feared someone up on high was looking out for me, you know what I'm saying? Oh, that's bad right from the get-go. Well, there won't be any get-go if we don't get some more information. Right, first gather the facts. Time enough for despair later. Hacker, show us what.
Hold it!
What do you mean he just let you go without a word? What do you think it means? It's whack, that's what. I'm not sure what that means, but it sounds bad. It sounds as though a doctor wished to hide this mistake. This is why he let the defendant go. He's a liar straight up. He's a allergy to me. Hitting everything. So this bullet is still... You know what? I can still feel it. Right there in my chest, pressing up against my heart. Your words are like a bullet straight into my heart. Or something like to that effect, incidentally. That's from one of our hit singles. Well, that sounds like a straightforward case of malpractice. Oh, gee, man, weren't no accident, that's for shizzle. It seems that there were issues with this doctor. And putting him down was like doing the world a favor. Walkie, please consult your lawyer before saying things like that. Chin up, Apollo. Back straight. But why did this mistake only come to light that day? It was found during the family health checkup. What's a family health checkup? That was the wackest thing of all. Those G's lining up, taking eye exams and all that. Better die young than better way, Bizarre. A relief to hear. Oh, what's a relief? Oh, did your father not tell you that bullet you carry so close to your heart is not attended to immediately? It could kill you. What? Yes, Dr. Maractus had knowledge concerning this ticking time bomb, haven't you? Knowledge that could have saved your life. No way! That's whacked! There is proof of your checkup report. Lucky's checkup report added to the court record. How ironic that you would kill the one man capable of helping you. You're almost as careless as he was. Well, now that the place is hopping, let's get this gig started. Is this started? We've had enough of a warm-up, yeah? Time to hear from the witness. Lucky sure is quiet all of a sudden. I'm a little uneasy myself. Is this Gavin's strategy? What? So, you will tell us your name and occupation? My name is Wesley Stickler. By occupation, I take you refer to some labor profits society at large, under which definition must confess to being unemployed. However, we must acknowledge the meaning of identity, which is commonly attached to the notion of occupation, and once we have accepted this reality, we see that our confusion is not gestalt per se, but derives from the vagueness inherent of all representation of thought. What he means to say that he is a student at Junior Ivy University, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, in the Department of Science and Engineering. Filled with curiosity for all things, I spend my days in pursuit of truth, owning my... Stickler, please relax, said curiosity case at hand today. Very well, Mr. Stickler. Please testify to the court about what you saw on the night of the crime. You asked, quite simplistic, what I saw, however, to understand that Homo sapiens possess two eyes, and these were designed to receive and interpret data, sending images from the signals of the... A night in the park. That night I passed through the park on my way home from shopping when I saw them. One man pulling a stand, another man facing him. I saw them quite clearly. The man facing the victim was the defendant. In his hand he held, yes, a pistol. He was pointed at the man holding the stand. A shot! The bullet hit the man holding the stand from the front, square in the forehead. Was there anyone else in the park at that time? I can say with 100% accuracy that there was not. A pistol our witness refers to is this. Court accepts this into evidence. We'll add it to the court record. I'm gonna have to fingerprint that. Fingerprints were wiped. Yes, that was me slamming my desk. I was like, why did I finger it? Right. We're not gonna fingerprint it. Very well, Mr. Justice, you may cross-examine the witness. Yes, Your Honor. Trissy, why are you staring like that at the witness? That man! I help it feel I've seen him somewhere before. Yeah. I saw them. One man pulling a stand, another man facing him. Quite clear that the man facing the victim was the defendant. Stand held, yes, a pistol was pointed at the man. Hold it! Are you sure the pistol you saw is the same as the one just submitted as evidence? Am I sure? Surely you jest? Or so a common witness would be tempted to say. Huh? Yet I am no common witness. I see not only events as they are, but the logical structure governing these events. First, we must consider the fact that it was night in the park, which was indeed restricted my field of vision to its infinite amounts of illumination. I consider that the pistol, let's call Object A, was indeed shot in the darkness. It became difficult to say with certainty Object A was indeed Object A. I think it means you can't see it clearly. A badge for a normal witness! Yet the fact that the pistol has been fired before my eyes is indisputable. I can still see it when I close my eyes. The defendant raised his weapon. A shot! The bullet hit the man pulling a stand from the front, square in the... Hold on. Where's that? Wait, but it says the right temple. Right temple. Right temple. gonna present this.
Objection!
Whew. If that's all of it, I think I have a chance. Is that you? Relaxing, I see, Air Justice? Ahem. Objection! Once is quite enough, Mr. Justice. Apollo, pace yourself. This trial's not over yet. Right. Look at this. The autopsy report? Is there a problem with the autopsy report? Right. Problem. Yes! The problem is the location of the entry wound. Location? You testified that the killer shot the victim square in the forehead, did you not? Oh, I have already determined your angle of inquiry. Allow me to explain. It is quite simple, really. First, understand that when I say square, I speak not of geometrical absolute. What I mean by this, for example, the defection of meter is one of the types of wavelength of light emitted by the krypton particle, as we all know. In addition, it is well known fact that krypton particles are rare and visible to the naked eye, which points to a basic fallacy in the line of reasoning, namely that... Mr. Justice? Yes? Was your objection to these are krypton particles things? This is the big Tom, and you are obsessed with something so small, you disappoint me. No, I'm obsessed with something big! I mean, there's a bigger, less nitpicky problem here. Do tell. Just look at the autopsy report. The location of the entry wound was... the right temple! Temple? Mr. Stickler, you said quite clearly the victim was shot square in the forehead. That's a contradiction. Isn't it? It is, right? Finally!
Objection!
Air Justice! Oh, Air Justice! Yes? Your tactics are outdated, trying to shake the witness by objecting to trifles. Surely you haven't forgotten the fatal wound your master suffered 7 years ago. Phoenix Wright, was it? Look, I know the wound was in the wrong place according to his testimony. Forehead. Forehead? Let us imagine you were walking through the park. You see two men facing each other, one with a pistol trained on the other. What would you do, forehead? Well, I guess I would try to stop them. I'd probably shout stop. And you, Frolin? Me? Well, I'd probably scream eek! And you, Stickler? What do you shout? I wonder... Ah! You had the victim turn his head at the last moment. Ah, yes, thank you for jogging my memory. It sounds like an addendum to testimony is required. Night in the park? 2. As soon as the killer raised his pistol, I took action. Cease this at once, you two, I cried. With composure. Victim turned in the direction of my voice, and a shot rang out. Whereupon our cowardly killer, the defendant, appeared to have become frightened. Tossing a pistol aside, he fled from the scene. I see, so you attempted to stop the crime. Indeed, with composure. Well, maybe the criminal wouldn't have fired if he hadn't shot like that. And that doesn't really matter now, unfortunately. Let's consider this new testimony, shall we? Observe the diagram, if you would. Witness, Mr. Stickler, was it? Stood here. Shouted, "Oh, stop, please!" or something of this nature. The victim responded by looking in the witness's direction. The killer would have fired at just that moment. As we can see, the bullet would have struck in the right temple, as in the report. That does seem to be the case. Witness the power of a junior Ivy University Department of Science. Mr. Justice, you may cross-examine the witness. Okay, I want a question about the, so one I cried with composure, pushing my voice and shot rang out, whereupon a cowardly killer defendant appeared to become frightened, tossing the pistol aside. This is the part I want to not present. I want to press it. You didn't try to apprehend the criminal? It all happened so fast, I'm afraid I hadn't the time. Doesn't something about that strike you as odd, Apollo? What? The killer was in a hurry, right? He fired the pistol and tossed it right away. Or their testimony, that's what happened, yes. In that case, I'd expect to find something that we didn't find. And something I want. I like that contradiction. Kind of sad to see it go. So as I feel, what do we do now? At least the testimony's getting a little clearer. She's right. Maybe I can find something to use in this new testimony. Do I have the knife? Tossing the pistol aside. The only thing we found there was we found this knife that had the prints on it, right? Objection! What about this knife? Is a contradiction in the statement? No! Mer. Back from the scene. Hold it! He described the killer's actions more clearly. He seemed quite surprised, especially considering it was he who did the deed. As you can see, human psychology is a tangled web indeed. He simply couldn't believe what he had done. He shot, he panicked, a common tale, but true. Unfortunately, before I could take further action, I sneaked this aside, fled from the scene. Hold it! You saw a raised pistol, weren't you frightened? It can be said we soon survive the university, no fear. The moment I saw that pistol, my inner sense of justice compelled me to take action. It was certainly brave of you. You might have gotten shot. Eh? You certainly were lucky. If I were in the killer's shoes, I certainly wouldn't have left a witness behind. Close eyes. The actual looks like he had no idea he was in danger. Regardless, I attempted to halt the bloodshed. Are you sure both of them were able to hear your voice? They were, of course. My high, exquisite voice echoed through the park. The victim responded to that clarion call. Why? Advice. Did you hear the gunshot at the same time as the victim turned? Indeed, I would say. I have to say about the same time, to be precise. The victim didn't ask you for help. It can be said that he didn't have time to ask. He didn't even have time to take a single step. Pretty sure that the killer fired because Mr. Stickler startled him. Don't say it too loud, Trucy, please! The killer came frightened. Am I? No. He's showering out. I must have to do something, right? I'm gonna try the knife on as soon as he raised the pistol. Objection! Probably not gonna work. Nope. Action. What about the objection? Nope. What the heck? Work on the criminal. There wasn't hurry, right? He fired the pistol and tossed it right away. Claims specimen is what happened. Something that we didn't find. I can find something to use in this new testimony. Objection! The needle stand. Nope. I'm sure I have a distinct design. I certainly know who they belong to at a glance. Doesn't have to write her name on them. Her name would be easier than drawing a plum blossom. Your Honor, what do you think about the witness's statement? Okay. I may have looked it up. I was on kind of the right track, but also fingerprints were wiped. Present the gun. Wait a second. Another misleading request. Yet you're so beholden to your own mode of discourse, you can't see how it affects you. Come again? Wait a second. You say a second? Are we entitled to wait just that? A single second? 1/60th of a minute? That's hardly enough time to draw a breath, let alone make a statement in court. Now, if you ask for a longer period of time, say 3 minutes, 35 seconds. Mr. Justice? Yes, Your Honor. I understand you are objecting to the length of seconds. Yes, I mean, no, here, just look at the pistol. Doesn't have a single fingerprint on it. Ah, a common ploy made all the more common, I fear, by the prevalence of television. Criminals these days are loath to leave fingerprints. Wait, but you said the killer tossed the gun and ran. That's right! He didn't have time to wipe the gun for prints. Ah, the little girl sticking into the universe instant. There's a song in there. I'm not little! Let's think like adults, shall we, Fräulein? Eh? What if the killer, the defendant, was wearing gloves? Gotta admit, I didn't think of that, Paula. Well, Mr. Justice? Could the killer have been wearing gloves? No. Record of the murder weapon is very clear about one thing. Fingerprints were white, which means some tracer prints remain. Which contradicts your testimony. If everything happened as you say it did, he wouldn't have had time to wipe the pistol. That's maybe it, but it doesn't not change what I saw. The killer, the defendant, he threw down the murderous weapon from his hand and fled. And this pistol was found at the scene of the crime. Strongly suggesting that this was the weapon he disposed of. That sounds solid to me. Well, forehead, what's any of your pastors' objections? What gives, Apollo? Let's see that voice training go to work. No, I've only recently realized something. No matter how much you train your voice, it doesn't matter if you have nothing to say. What do you mean, nothing to say? Isn't it obvious from what the witness just said? Huh? What obvious? When he restated what he saw just now, he saw Walkie drop a murderous weapon. That's not the same as being 100% sure of what Walkie threw away. You're right. He's just confused because the pistol was found at the scene. Poor Mr. Stickler. It must be so hard to be so perfect and yet so wrong. Well, it can be said I'm quite offended. But it is indeed true that once in my youth I wrote a love letter in my own blood. It was seized by the teacher and posted on the blackboard for all to see, and for this appellation poor might be prefixed my name. Yet the issue of well, you can't say for certain. The witness saw the killer throw something. Does the defense have anything to say about this? Well, what he threw wasn't a pistol. It had to be something else. At least one person on the defense team seems to be thinking. I'll wipe that smile off your pretty face, Gavin. Perhaps you can inform the courts as to the nature of this something else. What did the killer throw away before fleeing the scene? Now we get the knife. Apparently. Is that a sword? I saw one of those on the late-night movie last night. Ray, a sleep-deprived judge. This knife was found at the scene of the crime, with the defendant's prints on it. His prints? A single piece of evidence proves two important things. One, that what the defendant threw down wasn't a pistol. Two, that the defendant wasn't wearing gloves. Indeed. Oh, air forehead. You're forgetting two other things you've just proven. Huh? One, that the man the witness saw was the defendant, Mr. Walkie Kitake. Two, the defendant was holding a knife with the intent of harming the victim. Indeed. I've understanding a Gavin and a lesson here. This court is of the opinion that our witness is fond of making assumptions. And that lay, I believe, would behoove us to hear what really occurred. With less assuming, please. It is always the same with you people. Mark left the house on foot, and 5 minutes later the brother left after him. How long would it take for Mark's brother to catch up to him? Assuming that Mark never had to stop for a traffic light. Assuming, yes, that's what I said, assuming! As if it were a probable situation at all. Here you are assuming that my assumption is no better. What this court assumes that the witness will testify as to what happened after the shot was fired. Witness testimony. We will go into this witness testimony. I could enter the menu right now. Okay, now I can. I'm like, hi. We will go through this testimony next time. So thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, consider liking, commenting, and or subscribing, and making sure to click the little bell for notifications. If you really enjoy it, consider supporting the channel. All support greatly helps to keeping content like this and more. You can see me fail at more simple things because I'm overthinking things. I think that's my issues. I'm overthinking. Hide in comments about my fingerprints. Yeah, find the links for that in the description below, along with links to me on social media. So thank you again for watching. Thank you again, Capcom Creators, for the code for the game. And until next time, this is rinimt signing out. Bye!